Sagittarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for August 4th through the 10th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Oh, let's see, Saggy. Alright, the overall energy for the reading, the Fool, that's a nice energy. Very open to new experiences, to life in general. Super, super nice energy there. In the recent past, the Star, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Cups, you're pursuing your dreams there. That comes through as an energy that you woke up one day and you said, there I go doing this. What? I don't know exactly, but hey, I'm gonna go figure it out or something. Because in some cases you wouldn't know exactly what you're pursuing here, but you're following your heart. So that's, again, nice energy. In the current situation, the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Three of Swords. I see a commitment and I see a lot of conflict here. And I see a lot of pain resulting from that conflict. So I don't know what this is about, but it's here. Okay. In the immediate future, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords. See, when you're by yourself and just your energy of doing your thing, you're doing good. You look good. You look balanced. You look like, you know, you're going for things that make sense, that feel good to you. You're like, yeah. When you're attached to another energy here, specifically this one. Anyways, let's clarify. For the Fool, you get the Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Swords. You're in the middle of creating some change for you personally. That's the path here. That's the goal. Okay, we're gonna make some changes here. To what? To my life. Okay. Yeah, we're doing that. And I think you're also very much aware that that's gonna take some time. You know, yeah, your energy is open for it. Yeah, you're gonna go explore and do and try and all sorts of things. But you're also very much aware that, yeah, this is quite the task and it's gonna take some time. You know, let's do the Star in the recent past. The Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Hangman. Okay, just like, and it's funny, but it's not. But it almost always applies when there's this aha moment in our lives of my life's got to change, or I got to do something to completely turn the page here. You know, it comes from a traumatic blow. A lot of times it comes from a massive loss. Other times just relationships that were or turned out to be freaking nightmares. And it's like, it's always that, you know, okay, I'm going through the experience. It feels like shit. But hey, I'm getting myself out of it. And then I'm giving myself some time to kind of heal, to kind of go through whatever the fuck just happened. And then it's that whole light bulb moment of, okay, what are we doing now? Things got to change. Something's got to give, you know? So that's exactly what happened for you. That's how you reached this place of, I'm going to go pursue my heart's desires. Even if you don't know what those are, you know? At that time, at least. Something happened there, something painful. A loss of some sort. But yeah. I see you giving yourself some time to sit with it and then kind of getting yourself in gear and moving someplace, doing something. For the Ace of Swords, you get the Death card, the Five of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. And I mean, the first thing to do is clear up the path, right? You're pursuing your heart's desire. This is the path for that. It's like, oh, there's some gunk in the way there. Let me clean it up. It's like cleaning up your closet, you know, for old stuff that you no longer use and throwing some shit out. So it's definitely a painful process, but a cleaning up type of a process in order for you to be free to go and explore. Okay. Let's do the Knight of Cups. For the Knight of Cups, you get the Temperance card, the Moon, the Knight of Cups. I like that. I like the idea of the unknown. You have no idea where the fuck you're going or what you're doing. You're just going with what you feel. And I kind of like that. And I feel like when you get to that point and feeling that truly, you kind of like it too, you know? Because until then, there's this, you know, the cleanup part, the, hey, I'm going through this massive blow that I took, and then, like, what the hell? And then, you know, kind of getting to the point of, let's just take it one step at a time and let's see where we're going. And let's go with what we feel rather than what we think. So, kind of a cool energy to reach there. Let me see what's going on here within this commitment. For the Four of Wands, in the current situation, you get the Three of Pentacles, the Sun, the Queen of Cups. So generally, this would be the type of commitment that carries a lot of love, carries the bond, the partnership, the happiness. I feel like this is family. And why do I get the sense that there's a little bit of disagreement there? If you're, let's say, all of a sudden deciding I want to be a car mechanic, where up until then you were, what the fuck were you? A painter. I don't know, something that, you know, one has nothing to do with the other. This would be someone that cares for you deeply, but maybe they don't agree. Maybe they're like, well, yeah, you would have been so much better if you would have stayed a painter. Well, I don't want to. You know, my dream is to be a mechanic now, a car mechanic. I don't know, something. So there's definitely, I think that's where this conflict is coming from. Because when I look at this connection, it's filled with love and support and that bond. Almost family looking type of a bond. So let's do the Five of Wands. You get the Tower, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, kind of explodes into a little bit of, well, you know, it's my life. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. Well, yeah, but, you know, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Blah, 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 blah. And I see somebody just walking away, you know, just leaving things up there in the ether, a little tensed by the looks of it, because it's too much. It's like, okay, you know what? Bye. I'm gonna go to my car mechanic school or something. No, for the Three of Swords, in the current situation, you get the Hermit, the Queen of Wands, the Empress. Yeah, you know that they're coming from a good place. You know that, you know, they mean well. That doesn't justify the fact that they're coming at you and telling you how you should lead your life. That's the painful part, but you do understand where they're coming from, whoever this is to you. It's a very motherly type of an energy, so very caring, very nurturing. They do care for you. Just the approach is very, just because they care for you doesn't allow them control over you, you know what I mean? And whatever your choices are. So it's kind of looking a little bit like that, like a little bit of disagreement here, a little bit of not seeing eye to eye, but a lot of understanding, at least on your side, from what I can see. Again, not justifying the fact that they're coming after you so that you stay a goddamn painter or something. The pain is still there. For the Queen of Cups, in the immediate future, you get the Nine of Cups, the Chariot, the Eight of Swords. Okay. Interesting. This is your internal conflict. As you proceed, doing what you do, whatever it is you're doing, whatever path towards your heart's desire you're taking, again, you're starting to walk on it from that place of just being with what's showing up, right? So that tells me you're quite connected to your heart. You're quite connected to the present moment. You're just allowing for things to show up as you go. And you're doing a great job here with that. And at some point, something happens. And I don't know exactly if something is happening outside of yourself or something is happening internally for you. Something happens outside to create this switch. Because you're starting to switch back to the old ways. Back to let's go with what makes sense only, you know, from a logical perspective. And it's like, hold on, hold on, hold on. You kept it all balanced here. You used your mind for clarity and all of that in whatever practical ways you need to be using it. But you had your heart with you because, you know, you are on the path of your heart's desire, not your mind's desire, right? So for some reason, something's happening at some point and you click into, you lose it up here. You start creating stories in your head about all sorts of things, and that allows the mind to take control, to take charge. Okay, not to panic. It can happen. Because then I see a little bit of clarity, so we'll see. For the Knight of Swords in the immediate future, you get the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands, the High Priestess. And then you fall back into your intuition. It's almost starting to look as if you're practicing how to catch yourself when you go up here on this newly discovered path. It feels like you're doing it intentionally so that you can catch yourself. It's like, okay, here I go, living my life through my heart, and everything's fucking amazing. Now let me start to think about things, like intentionally, you know? And then you're like, well, what am I doing there? Okay, let me catch myself, and let me bring myself back to my intuition. It almost looks intentional. I don't think that it is, but it almost looks intentional. Because then you do bring yourself back into balance. Okay. For the Queen of Swords, you get the Five of Pentacles, the Judgment card, the Page of Cups. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, that's why you're jumping into your mind. Because your heart is being pulled onto. There's some healing to be done around the loss. I would assume we're still talking about that first one that shows up over there. That kind of led you on this path to begin with. Because loss is going to show up in waves. You know, you could have been done with that 5 years ago. So what? The energy is still going to pop in here like, hey, what's up? Do you want to grieve a little bit today? Are you in the mood? What's going on today? What are you doing? What are your plans today? You know? So instinctively, because you may not want to deal with that because you don't even know what it is, you just feel this uncomfortable feeling, and it's like, oh, I'm feeling something, and I think it's around that, and I thought I was done with that, so I don't need to open that back up. And instinctively you're going up to here, like, why is this happening? Why is this showing up? Why after all this time? Which is pulling you out from the present moment, from being here with it, with everything that's showing up, right, in whichever way it shows up. And when that energy hits you, to just be with it instead of questioning it. So, okay, you're handling it though. You're handling it. You're like, oh, okay. Eventually you figure out that, yeah, it's still part of my grieving process over that. So it's still, you're learning. And you're especially learning how to keep yourself present, especially when things show up out of the blue, unannounced, and it's like, you know, okay, let me just be with this instead of starting to question it. So you're doing good here. You're doing good. I don't know what that situation is there in the middle. I think it's a family, again, maybe disagreement on something. Can't please everybody, that's for sure. But from the universe for you, as a final advice, you get the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Judgment card. Yeah, you're just doing your thing. You're just doing your thing. And again, kind of closing this off even from the universe here as you actually started the reading. Super open to whatever the universe throws your way. You're like, you're almost taking it as a challenge. Like, universe, come on, hit me. You know, what's next type of a deal. Like, there's some sense of excitement in it too. When you are connected to yourself and when you are present. And experiencing all of these energies from more of an inward place rather than up here. So, anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.